Okay, so it's been a while. Fuck off, you updates. It's been a while since I made one of these. This is just venting, mostly ranting, and I've done this before. But this time, it's it's always old news. I'm usually always ranting about things that are that everyone else has already talked about, and I don't know why I'm always late to the party, I guess, but that's how it is. In any case, today we're talking about, I'm talking about Nintendo and their whole emulator ROM purging and whatnot. And this is nothing new. So if you, if you don't want to see this, because frankly you've probably seen a lot of it or all of it before, click on another video like my Super Paper Mario review, I guess. That's fun, or whatever. Just do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. Now, obviously, yeah, I fucking love Nintendo. The first video games I ever played were Nintendo games. Mario, Zelda, Star Fox, Pikmin, Pokemon, all that shit. And they're like the fucking Disney of video games. They are to video games as Disney is to like cartoons and television and all that stuff. And Mario is Mickey Mouse of video games. But just like Disney, Nintendo also has some they're extremely protective of their intellectual properties, like to a nearly obsessive compulsive degree. And that kind of, obviously that makes them do some very asinine stuff, or at least I believe it to be asinine, and I'm sure a number of you do as well. And for those of you who are those aren't words. For those of you who aren't in the loop, Nintendo went on another ROM purge, and this isn't the first time they've done this. They do this like routinely. It's like their fucking menstrual cycle or whatever. Like it's just every every other, it's their time of the month. They just go on a rampage and delete all the ROMs off the internet. In any case, now they've taken to suing emulation sites. I think specifically Emuparadise, they're suing for like, what is it, like $100 million or something like that. I don't know how they came up with that figure. I'm not a lawyer or a legal expert, or even really a fucking, I don't know that I would call myself a video game expert even though I've been playing them since literally the second I was born. That's not the point. I did write sort of a script here. It's a shell of a script, but I'm ad-libbing half of it. Whatever. The biggest problem here is that a lot of these games are out of print. The only legal way to play these games is either, you have to already own the game. You would have had to have bought it when it first came out. I haven't been looking at the camera this whole time. You had to have bought it, like, when it originally came out, or get it like secondhand at eBay or at a flea market or something like that, which is fine. I mean, more often than not, these games are relatively affordable. At least, some of them aren't. Like, fucking Earthbound is like $500 billion. I don't know. It's crazy. But the other thing this means is that there's a limited quantity of these games, and that's terrifying to me. I mean, think about, I'm going to be using Thousand Year Door as an example, because I don't have, like, in my entirety of my time here, I have not found, I still don't possess, the adequate vocabulary to express to you how much I fucking love this game. And this game sold like 1.9 million copies, and that's terrifying because, like, considering there's 7 billion people on on Earth right now, that means over 99.999% of people have never played this game or have no legal way of playing this game, and that means that's fucking terrifying to me, because it's the best game, one of the best games ever made. So yeah, there's a finite quality because they're simply not being produced anymore. And that makes sense, out with the old, in with the new, of course, the new being fucking stickers and paint and shit. So I am fortunate enough to actually own a copy of Thousand Year Door, so that's great. But a lot of people aren't. Whether it was that they just didn't know about it at the time, or they were too young to know about it, you know. But I think they should still be able to play the game because it's a really great game, and that's where emulators come in. So there's a fucking fly in here. So I'm fortunate enough to actually own a physical copy of this game, and 99% of the time I actually own a physical copy of every game I emulate. And I usually only emulate just for the convenience and because it's easier to record that. I mean, like, I can just use like GeForce Experience or something. I don't need a capture card or anything like that. So that makes everything quite a bit easier. But there are so many people who missed out on these games, you know, back when they were being released, and some people who were just like too young to even be able to appreciate it or even know what the fuck it is. And, you know, that's just how it works. But I think they should be able to play the games too. So, you know, that's when emulators come in. You know, Nintendo's not selling the game anymore. They're not making the game anymore. They're not producing it anymore. So now they have the ability to emulate it, and it's not hurting anybody. It's not like Nintendo is still selling the game for money. It's not like they're still making money off of it. But nope, Nintendo like takes down all these games, and they fucking send Reggie to the guy's house like, my body is ready, and so are my lawyers. Bitch. That was fun. Nintendo, though, you've done a lot of fuck shit in the past, like Dead Hand and the Virtual Boy, Sticker Star. But seriously, like, what the fuck, man? I understand that you own the games, and this is entirely your intellectual property, and I don't want to sound like some stupid dickweed, like, oh, you think you have the... What the fuck are you doing? Like, protecting your own intellectual property? What are you, some kind of fucking fascist or something like that? No, that's stupid. Of course they're allowed to protect their own IPs. Like, it's their shit. But, I mean, like, you're not losing money, okay? You're not selling the games anymore. So, like, either way, like, whether these whether these ROMs are on the website or not does not change, like, whether or not you're getting money for these games. The fact is, either way, you're not, because you made the conscious decision to stop producing these games, and that is the only thing that's preventing you from making money on these games. These guys aren't fucking doing anything. Like, in fact, at this point, the only thing that you achieve by taking down ROMs and shit is pissing people off. And if that's literally all you wanted to achieve, then congratulations, you fucking succeeded. Look at me, I'm pretty fucking triggered about this. You know, if you like release the game for the Switch or something, you know, that would be great, and I would totally understand why you wouldn't want people, you know, getting it for free, you know, because if you could throw it on the Switch for $15, you'd make $1 million, and people would buy it, okay? I'm telling you, people want this game. I'm not the only person who likes this shit, okay? I'm not just one guy. I am, but like, there's a bunch of other people that are more than willing to pay you money for this game if you put it on like the Switch. And I don't know, maybe you will. It's my understanding at this point that you don't, I don't know, it's very hushity-hush, and there's I don't even think the Switch has a virtual console. You know, I remember when the Wii came out, and one of the things that sold me on it was the virtual console service, because, you know, I really wanted to play Ocarina of Time again. I really wanted to play Mario 64 again. And because, you know, you guys stopped making N64s. So, you know, I was more than happy to give you $10 to play Ocarina of Time again. And, you know, I gladly did that, and I did that for Mario 64 and like for all the other things. Not on the Switch, but I tell you, eventually I probably will. And when that time comes, I'll more than happily pay you money for like old GameCube games. Like, I mean, maybe not Paper Mario because I already have that, but like the other ones that people will never shut up about, like Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 1. I would give you money for that, like, easily. But you won't let me. You won't let me do that. You won't let me give you money for your game that you made that you consciously decided to stop making. So like my alternative would be to go and just download it, because like if you're not making money, then what's the problem? But you won't let me do that either. So I don't know, man. Like fuck me, I guess, and fuck